Welcome back everyone. We are here again today with another war video, and this time we are facing NewN. They're definitely one of the top three contenders pretty consistently, so this by any means is going to be a very difficult war for us. And basically for this war I was assigned with Path 9 in Section 1 with the Hazard Shift nodes, which normally, depending on the placement there, I can consistently handle with just Colossus. So you'll see here that this team is a little different than usual, that I have also Iceman included on my team. Initially my plan for him was not to use him in Section 1 for the Path 9 nodes, because Colossus can handle those as well. But I had initially been assigned with the Hyperion on Rage node, the Miniboss. However, after I further researched that node, and initially I was trying to take that node with Tigra, I verified that she wouldn't be able to handle that fight because Rage is immune to ability accuracy reduction. So basically I would have set myself up to fail on that fight, and I preferred not to try that. And I was going to use Iceman against him, but then after a few of my colleagues in the Battle Group 1 had taken that same fight with Guillotine 2099, I felt it was most appropriate to reassign that to a rank 3 Guillotine within my battle group, so I ended up not taking it. First up, we have this Vision Aarkus on the very first node in Path 9. This can be a little tricky if you get a lot of poisons on yourself, because that Schadenfreude node can work in his favor, especially if he doesn't throw the specials. His special 2, even through the block with that 200% increased attack, is going to take a lot of health out of you. Colossus is very tanky though, that if you have the proper boosts and when you start stacking those armor ups, you can probably safely block those special 2s and still be okay with it. However, for this fight, I don't believe that I had the invulnerability running, so if you have those poisons, more than likely you're going to end up dying from taking that, too many special 3s. I would say that probably is safer for you to take at least one, but obviously here I'm trying to make everything I can to bait the specials 1 or 2 from him. And you see that he cornered me here pretty quickly. He wasn't throwing the specials, and I waited out for the poison cycle to be over for me to be able to throw my special 2. He parried me right here, so I wasn't expecting that. But at the same time, as I mentioned, Colossus is so tanky that he can take some hits. And I was running, I believe, 150 mutant boosts, so that's why you see that I was able to get some more power going here for me so that I could throw that special 1 and finish the fight. So for the next fight is this Havok here. Normally he can be a bit tricky if you're using Colossus for that fight because of the resistor node. So you end up making that a much longer fight, that you can either hit through his block to buy out some time during the poison cycle, and then just try and get as many repairies and trying to use your heavy attack for that boost of damage with Colossus. But in this case, since we had already made the changes into the assignment to the Hyperion Rage Miniboss, I figured that I already had Iceman on my team, and he does much better on this node. First, because he's double immune, so he doesn't have to worry about either the Incinerate or the Poison. And the other good factor about Iceman is that his Ice Armor also counts to counter Havok. And that's, old news, nothing new here. But the other good thing is that once you start adding up those Frostbites, it also helps with some of the damage as well. And if you're throwing the special ones with the Cold Snap, because of the resistor, it's probably going to always be at 10 counts for the physical resistance from your combos. So if you throw that special 1, or even when the code snap and frostbite damage starts trickling in, then you're not going to have a lot of issues, and the fight's a lot quicker than it would have been with Colossus. The only other thing here is that I was trying to keep an eye for when he was going to fall for my reparry, but I think there was only 1 or 2 times that I actually saw the opening that I felt confident to just use the heavy attack to maximize the damage from my frostbites from ending them earlier. So you see that I didn't have a lot of those openings. I tried to play safe as well and not mess up an easy fight here. But that you also see the fight lingered a little bit more because I wasn't able to maximize those heavy attacks to explode out the frostbites. But this is a pretty straightforward fight. Basically just keep doing the same 5-hit combo, trying to get your special 1, bait his special 1 or special 2. This node also has the power focus on 1, so more than likely he's not going to get to his special 2. And I'm already pretty used to evading his special 1 fully. Sometimes if you're too close to him, you can get clipped, but luckily here I didn't, because that could have also been bad depending on how much his special 1 would hit me, so that I would lose my ice armor. So easy fight, he's down. Then my last fight here is this Miniboss on the far left, the one where they have aspect of evolution and they increase power gain. It's pretty common to see Sorcerer Supreme on this node, and she does pretty well because even if you have someone that can control the powers such as Magik, depending on how many mistakes you make, that she gets those furies, she can still do massive damage, and you could, with one mistake, end up losing control of the fight. So I also had my colleague that had a pre-fight left on his Mr. Fantastic that he placed for that Petrify. That helped me a little bit because I wasn't running the Mystic boosts to keep throwing the special 2s back to back, or at least quicker than I did on this fight. So I was able to maintain that Petrify for quite some time. That was beneficial because, as you see, if my power gains start to fall off, she's going to be back to a special 1 pretty quick. And I tried to not give her too many openings on filling up a bar of power because of aspect of evolution. I didn't want to take a lot of block damage from the increased attack that she gains with aspect of evolution, so I tried to maximize the Petrify pre-fight that was placed and keep it running as long as I could. And here you'll see that it's just an easy fight, 5-hit combo, fill up to your special 2, dash back and try to parry, and then rinse and repeat. In other fights I'll probably be more comfortable with trying to land some intercepts, but as I mentioned, I've had some bad experiences fighting Sorcerer Supreme, and because of her fury that one of her modes grants her, that attack increase is pretty nasty, and you could make some mistakes and end up losing what should be an easy fight. So here it was a little longer than normal if I were to try and intercept, or even if I had the Warlock synergy to help me out after I didn't need Iceman at all, based on the changes that happened for the path assignment, but still a safe fight, and a solo is a solo. So while that's finishing, I will confirm that for this war here, we ended up losing to NewN. They did pretty good and only died 6 times to our defense. They only had died, I believe, 7 times to their previous war against Agent Graphite. So they did pretty well and deserved that win, and we're going to go back into the drawing board and making sure that we're all set up for the next fights coming up in this season. So far I've had 10 fights total in between the 2 wars, and no deaths that I gave away to their defenses. So that's pretty good, a good start. That always helps you stay motivated and do a great season, and hopefully that will stay that way for a long time. But yeah, that will do it for this video. We are going to be back on War 3, and we have matched up against ISO 8A. So it should be another competitive war, and I'll let you guys know in the next video how that goes. But for now, I'll see you the next time.